Hello and welcome to part 3 of how to make transparent background on Photoshop. In the previous step, we cut our ditto out. We're up to step 3, which is how to export an image with transparent background on Photoshop. Now that we've successfully removed our background, we've got to create two types of files. There's a PSD file and a PNG file. So when we're talking about PSD files, that is Photoshop's native file type, all right? So if you save a PSD file, pretty much all the Photoshop data that was used to generate the image is saved and preserved in that photo. So for example, see how we've got the layer mask and our original image in this document? If we save this as a PSD file, every time we open the file, we're always going to have the layer mask and we're going to have the original image. And we're always going to be able to use the paintbrush to add and subtract a little bit more or change the appearance of our layer mask if we want. It just helps preserve the ability to go back in and edit stuff later if you decide that you don't like something about your final image. Okay, it's very, very important to save Photoshop documents. When it comes to saving a PSD file, all you need to do is pop on over to Photoshop after you've done all of your work. So in this case, we've made our layer mask with using the remove background tool. We've gone in with our paintbrush. We've made the edges all nice and smooth. We're happy with how it's looking. Now we're wanting to save it as a PSD file. So we're going to go save as, and we're going to name it appropriately. So save as, let's say ditto transparent background. Cool. We're going to make sure that our destination folder is selected. A lot of the time desktop is like the default, but we want to make sure it's going into our where is it? Make transparent Photoshop background folder, because that's where our perfect ditto original PNG is sitting. And then last, we want to make sure that Photoshop is our file format, okay? If we use PNG or TIFF, it's not going to preserve all of that Photoshop data for us. So we're going to click Photoshop to save that and click save. Maximize compatibility. Yep, okay. Now what will happen is when we go and check our folder, you'll see that we've got perfect ditto there, which is our original image, and we've got ditto transparent background.psd. Great, we're on fire. We just saved our first PSD, and now forever, as long as we keep that PSD in the folder, we're always going to be able to come in, adjust the layer mask, maybe even change the color of him and easily re-export it if we want to. So next up, we are saving our PNG file. So PNGs, simply put, they're known as portable network graphics, and they're a file type that allows for transparency in an image. So they're similar to a JPEG in terms they hold photographic information, except PNGs, they're rendered using lossless compression, and that's what allows for transparency in parts of the image, okay? JPEGs don't support transparency, so if I were to save this image here with the transparent background as a JPEG, the background would either come out white or gray because it automatically wants to put something there, but the PNG file allows that transparency to keep existing. So we're going to go and save our PNG now, but first, what you're going to notice in your image in Photoshop is we've got a heap of unnecessary blank space now. So you can see all of this blank space here. And what happens is if we export this as a PNG in this current size, the file is actually going to be bigger and longer and taller than it actually needs to be. It also adds to the overall file size. So we need to make this a little bit smaller. And in order to fix this, we need to crop the stage. However, you know how I was just telling you that saving a PSD file helps you keep all of the original stuff about the photo? If we crop this and then press save, we're then going to edit our original PSD file that we just saved. And the thing with saving this file is we wanted to preserve all of the original qualities. So if we crop it and save it again, it's not going to have all of the original qualities of how big the image actually is. It's only ever going to give us a cropped version. So to fix that, we're actually going to duplicate our file and we're going to rename it with cropped. Okay, cropped. So ditto transparent background cropped. That's what we're going to call it. And then we're going to double click that and it's going to open it up in Photoshop for us. What you'll also want to do in this case, just to avoid editing the wrong image, I do this all the time, but because you might have two images that look the same, and depending on what tab you're on, you'll be like, oh, doing edits here, and you'll flip over here and do more edits. So I always just close out the original and make sure I'm working on one file, the one file that I actually want to work on, okay? So now we've got two PSD files. We've got the cropped one. And what we're going to do with the cropped one is we're going to go ahead and we're going to click this tool here. This is the crop tool. And with the crop tool, we're just going to drag our edges down so they're as close to our subject as possible. We don't want to cut off any of our object. So we'll just squeeze these in, make them nice and tight, like that. And then when we're happy with the crop, we're going to click enter. And immediately after we click enter and we're happy with that crop, we're going to press Command S. Command S is the hotkeys for saving on the go. And as you'll see here, we've now got Ditto Transparent Background Normal with all of the original features. And then now we've got Ditto Transparent Cropped, which is just the cropped version. If we click over here and we do our little Shift X, you can see now that we've cropped it, we actually don't have any of the original image left. Like it's literally just this much, which we don't want in the original file. That's exactly the point I'm kind of making with that. So yeah, now we've got our cropped version. Now we're ready to export our PNG file. So the way that we export our PNG file is we're going to come back over to Photoshop. Might move my face over like that. Come back over to Photoshop. We're going to go File, and we're going to go down to Export, Quick Export as PNG. Then we're going to get another save window. This save window's got a few less options. You've pretty much just got file name and the destination folder. And here we're going to go Ditto Transparent Cropped, and we're going to change that to Ditto Transparent Background Final. Final. Yeah, we'll just call it Final. Ditto Transparent Background Final. Make Transparent Background. Yep, that's our destination folder that we want. And we're going to click Save. Boop, boop, boop. And then if we come over to our folder, we've now got our perfect Ditto original image. We've got our Ditto Transparent Background PSD file, which has got all of the original qualities. We've also got our cropped PSD file with the new qualities. And then we've also got our final image, which is our Ditto with a transparent background, PNG. Look at that. Isn't he sexy? I probably could have done a better job of trimming these edges here, but you get the point. And the way you tell, if you press spacebar, you can see when the background kind of shows through blurry here, you know that it's a transparent background and you've done the right job. Now this file is ready for anything you like. So you can upload it to your Amazon store, because Amazon, they only allow products with a plain white background, right? You've just got to have the product and a plain white background. That's all you're allowed on Amazon. So that's what something like this is perfect for. You could also use this for collages. So even with my YouTube channel, see how I've made like a little 3D version of this Ditto, but I did the exact same thing that I just showed you in Photoshop to cut him out, and I used him in my channel art. So for this, I just dragged my PNG file into my channel art and it just slots in perfectly. So yeah, that's exactly how you make a transparent background on Photoshop. Now in the next part of the video, yes, wait, there's more. I actually wanted to dive into another software that is really great for achieving results like this, that's, in my opinion, probably a little bit easier than Photoshop. I did just want to throw it in as a bonus because it's good to know what softwares are out there, and depending on your needs, what one software offers compared to another can really make a difference depending on your whole universe and what you need to use on the internet. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about another software that I would use to remove the background, then make sure you click in the cards, or you could leave this video now because I've shown you how to make a transparent background on Photoshop. So yeah, if you found these series of videos helpful, make sure you give them a thumbs up because it really helps in the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more software tutorials that help you get shit done, just click the subscribe button and you'll get notifications when I upload new series like this. Thank you. If you've got any questions as well, leave them in the comment section and I'll see you in the next bonus video. Ciao.